Hello, Monday. Coming at you live here at Insight Production Studios in Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Robert Morales, and it's Monday Market 15, the 15-minute show that takes about 30 or so to do. Just what happens. Bringing you the most up-to-date here in the Phoenix market, more specifically the Phoenix housing market. Lots going on. So I'll be taking questions here on the broadcast if you want to go ahead and type them in, either on live here at Facebook. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and add those questions. We'll get to them as we get along to them. I'll try to get to those questions here in the broadcast if you do have any. But please hit those heart emojis because I love the loves. Likes are okay too. If you want to go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube, hey, I love you. A lot going on this week. So I'm going to try to get to it all within 15 minutes, but you and I know never happens. So I wanted to take a first look this week at the Biden stimulus package. And, it's the talk. Everybody's talking about what's going on with the stimulus package, but I wanted to relate it not only to what's happening nationally, but more specifically what's happening here in Arizona. So to start off the show today, again, if you have those questions, go and type them in. But to start off the show today, I'm going to go ahead and take a look and show you this stuff because that's what I do. I show you stuff. So again, no news. Maybe as news. Maybe you guys don't watch news and kind of keep yourself occupied with other things. But we do have a stimulus package in passing the Senate. Most likely will pass the House. And Joe Biden will go ahead and sign it into legislation fairly quickly, fairly soon. So everybody's going to be getting their money. Everybody's going to be getting their, let's see, $1,400 up to $1,400. No minimum wage hike. So that helps me in my business, but it may not help everybody. And then we have $300 unemployment benefits up to September 6th. But again, we're here to talk about Phoenix housing, so we want to focus in on the Phoenix housing market. So what I did find interesting in the bill, which is this section here, the bill provides billions of dollars in rental and utility assistance for people struggling and in danger of being evicted from their homes. So it does talk about assistance. It does talk and relate to a lot of things. If you look and you drill down a little bit, household income. So they're going to be supporting people, but you do have to qualify for that assistance. Looks like household income could not exceed 80% of the area median income. So that's a pin right there. Put a pin right there in that one because we're going to get back to that in a second. And at least one household member is at risk of homelessness or housing instability, and individuals that would have to qualify for unemployment. So this is an and, it's not an or. So you have to qualify based on these things, which is going to be somewhat difficult for some of you out there who are looking for that housing assistance. And this is for renters, homeowners, again, 10 billion, and for homeless, 5 billion. How that translates out, how that ekes out into the system, I don't know. I just bring you the information. So I wanted to relate that back. So if you want to unpin that part into income, let me get out of here for a second. So income in Arizona is a little bit different compared to the rest of the country. And because you come here and we provide you information related to Arizona, guess what? I have median income in Arizona. So let's go to that screen real quick. So this is the median income chart. This median income here in Maricopa County. So I wanted to focus in on like I said, the Phoenix, Arizona market, more specifically because we live in Phoenix, Maricopa County. So two size person, two person household, two person household income median is about 58,333 as of 2020. This might get a little bit more into 2021, but this is what's being reported right now. You can kind of take a screenshot, do whatever you need to find your county, to find your area. And again, they're going to be providing 80% of the area median income assistance to that. So you cannot exceed 80% of the median income to qualify for the stimulus package, to qualify for housing assistance. Whatever housing assistance is eked out, either is eked out. Just leave it at that. So given that, I'm gonna do some Robert math. So 58,000, 80% of on top of area housing income is roughly about 105,000. So if you're making more than 105,000 in that two-person household, you're probably not going to qualify for that stimulus package. So that's something to note, something to take mindful of if you have a household income greater than that and you're looking for that stimulus assistance, or at least legislative assistance. So that's one thing. So I did want to address that a little bit. Did want to talk about what median household income looks like in Arizona. Arizona is not necessarily the best paying state. Not the worst either, but um, I wanted to kind of show you. We'll stop there. There's other screens too, but we'll skip that one for now. Skip that one. So again, that's one thing. So the other thing that kind of caught my attention regarding this whole stimulus thing was you also have to be at risk of homelessness or housing instability. I don't know how that qualifies. I don't know how that pans out. But the other thing is you do also have to qualify for unemployment benefits. And unemployment in Arizona isn't exactly the easiest thing to obtain. If I can find that screen. So on average, I'm going to pull this up real quick too. On average, if you're going to be filing for unemployment, you do have to qualify in right now. I would say, yep, that's it. I would say about this is national. So 45% of people who try to obtain unemployment assistance are denied unemployment. 56%. So I generalize it. If you are going to be claiming for unemployment, only about half of y'all are going to get assistance. So that's something to keep in mind as you're making decisions regarding your housing situation. You know, whatever situation you're in, if you're not making more than 105,000 and you're not able to demonstrate that you have a hardship, a homelessness, or insecurity, then you may not qualify for that stimulus. The other interesting note is that they really didn't. I didn't read anything, and you guys can fill in. You guys can ask whatever questions you want, but I didn't read anything regarding eviction moratoriums or even mortgage moratoriums. There is nothing, preventing from evictions being filed. There's nothing preventing from foreclosures taking place. So that again is an interesting note regarding what I'm reading and regarding the synopsis of everything that I'm getting. If somebody has information regarding that, just please send it over or at least type it up and provide that. But I'm not seeing anything relating to that. So that is another interesting note relating to potential supply. If you're holding on to your house because you can't make the payment and you've worked out a payment adjustment plan with your bank, there is a potential that they could, call that note or make you pay or demand for that payment. And that definitely puts people at a significant risk, um, because I have more information for you guys. So okay, I will be honest, I don't remember what article I pulled this off of, but for the households out there, 50% renters are cost burden. That means the cost of renting a house is farly greater than the living expenses, and 20% of owner occupied folks are actually owned their own home, are cost burden home. So 20% of y'all out there are paying way more for a house than you probably should, and it's hard for you to pay your just normal living expenses. So what that signals to me, and again, the things we share on here, the things that we talk about are merely expressed opinion and speculation. Not really, we do have some facts, but really I'm hoping this information that I'm providing to you kind of helps you steer your decision on what you're doing regarding your housing situation, regarding your renting situation. If you plan on moving to Arizona, there's got to be some things in place that you should probably look into or secure before making those big moving plans. Also, too, just to kind of give you an idea. Again, I like to stay in Arizona. I like to kind of see things here. Um, boom. That's not. We did that already. So what I wanted to go over is the affordability index. So generally speaking, household income in Maricopa County is running roughly about 58,000 a year. And you can kind of compare yourself whether or not you're above that, whether or not you're below that. But that's the median number. That's where half of people fall below and half people fall above. And when you look at the affordability calculator regarding that, let me pull this up again for you guys. Oh, where am I at? Losing it. Losing it. Where is? I lost it. Oh boy. I'm trying to. This is Zoom. This is live in Zoom, and I know you're judgy. There we go. So looking at that affordability calculator, if you're making the median income, if you're making about 58,000 a year, this is essentially what you can afford. So if you plug in the numbers, I just pulled this up on a Google search. So if you plug in the numbers, I mean, add for taxes. So I just plugged in some numbers. 58,333 is our median income. I'm basically saying you have about $1,000 in car payments and debt and all that stuff, and you have, let's say you have 17,000, but that median income really doesn't afford you a whole lot of house. $144,000 is your budget for a house. And if y'all have looked at the numbers, which I'm about to bring to you, 144,000 really don't get you a whole lot of anything here in the greater Phoenix area. And I can pull that up for you guys in a second too. So this is a chart regarding Maricopa County. So Maricopa County median home sales, look at that, up 15% year over year. And for you owners and for the people that own homes in Arizona, this is awesome. 15% year over year. If you're a buyer and you're making that average or that median income, you're really about you can only afford about half of what we have out there. Again, a concern and a significant issue if you're moving to Arizona, if you're coming and exploring a life here in Arizona, it's going to come at the cost of not being able to afford a home if you're in that $58,000 price range and below. So again, we can go back and play with numbers. Let's play with numbers. Let's go back there. So uh, let's say you're one of the ones that makes 100,000. Let's say between you and your spouse and your partner, you make about $100,000 a year. That'll get you closer to the median price. We looked at the median price in that last chart we saw. The median price in Arizona in Q3 of 2020 was about 335. I think the last thing I read in 2021, I didn't have a chart for you guys. I like nice charts. Chart that I had was 360,000. So if you have a household income of roughly $100,000, you can afford to essentially buy a house here, at least the median price. So again, I'm here to provide information and hopefully any assistance you might guys have or might need. So if there's any questions or anything any comments or anything you want to share, please go and type them in either during the show or after. We'll get back to them as we go along. But I did want to show you that there's a couple other charts too that I think are significant that I found over this last week regarding income levels in the Phoenix area. Phoenix isn't the most affordable place. I don't. As far as housing goes, compared to what people are making, it's a struggle out there for the lower. So I'd say 2/3, and this is a chart that shows you that. So in the Phoenix area, about 65% of us out there are in the extremely low or low to moderate range. The people that can reasonably afford to buy these houses at this price, at the median price of 350, is in this higher bracket. It's only about a third. So really only about a third of the people that do live here, you can assume can afford to buy a house here in Arizona. So again, if you're a low wage earner, if you're in that median or moderate bracket and below, it's not looking too good for you guys out here. I mean, that's just the blunt truth of things, and that's just the way things are right now. The housing prices are just so aggravated and so high right now. It's a challenge for anybody to find housing. I think that's either on the rental side and on the purchase side. So something to keep in mind as you're making decisions coming to Arizona. There's the information. Boom. And then I found this interesting too. So I'll just show it to you because it's kind of out of the line of what I was showing you, but costs are rising faster than income. So your income, if you got that 10% pay raise, that's great, but it's not going to help you. Not compared to the price of housing, not compared to the price of rentals. I mean, it is what it is. It is frustrating as an agent, as somebody that wants to help out people. It's unfortunate, especially when somebody gets to the point, gets that the to the point where they can afford and they have a little bit of savings and they're ready to buy that house, and you can't find anything because it's not within their price range. I mean, there's so many people that are qualified well under, or well qualified. They just can't qualify for the amount out there. And it's just unfortunate. I see it with renters. I help buyers out. I help so many people out, and there's only so much that you can do, and it is frustrating. So again, for you buyers out there, just hang on as best you can. I think things are moving around, and this is the part in the show where I get to speculate a little bit. Um, as again, I am not I'm not your financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. I can only share information, and then on the side, maybe talk to you about housing, but not here. Not here. We're just here to talk about stuff. Oh boy. So the plans for the future. So we're look at that. We're under 15 minutes. I'm doing good. I'm finally getting there. Finally getting to the point where I can say it is an actual 15-minute show. So people moving to Arizona. I've been helping out a tremendous number of people from California. I know some of the Arizonans here is like, no, no more. But you got to help people. I mean, you can't negotiate who you should and shouldn't help. I ran into a couple from Chicago this weekend. People from Texas. They're coming from all, and they're really good people. Pick whatever political party you want to be on. Whatever. I mean, people are people. You want to help them. At least I do. So if you're moving to Arizona, and I did get a call last week, somebody wants to move to Arizona, but neither one of them have a job. It's not going to work, guys. And coming out here, it's going to be a little tough finding a job because we're at about a 7.9% unemployment rate here in Arizona, and those lower income jobs aren't necessarily prolific right now. Or there's not a whole lot. How about that? So make sure you have secure a job before you move here. That's just point blank. Make sure you have something to come to. If you don't have a job, make sure you have family here that you can stay with, because you might find it a little bit challenging to find a house for rent or to buy. The other thing is before moving out here, ensure your job security is pretty much there. If you're in an industry that is challenged or has been COVID challenged in whatever capacity, if you have concerns, California is like not allowing for any gas stations past 2000, or I don't remember the whole thing. Gas stations out there aren't being issued licenses to construct, as well as I think no gas cars. I don't know if anybody wants to fill in with this. Go ahead, but no gas cars past like 2035, something like that. So there's some significant industry changes that are going to occur, and if you're in one of those lower wage positions, if you're in an industry that's kind of being outsourced or deleted because of automation, then there should be some concern regarding moving here too. And then for the doomsdayers who believe there's going to be a crash, potentially, you never know. Back in 2008, 2007, that time frame, that housing crash just all happened all at once. Nobody suspected it. Everybody was on a high. Everything was great, and it just all kind of happened within relatively a 60, like a 2-month time frame, and it came out of nowhere. And those things you always have to consider and make notes on and prepare yourself. If you're a Dave Ramsey guy, pay down your debt. If you're a Robert Kiyosaki guy, hey, this is the best time you debt everything. Why not? So with interest rates going up, I believe that will price challenge, and challenge this market a little bit more as the interest rates go up. You'll kind of see those some stagnation, I believe, and there's some halting, which will halt growth a little bit. Um, Consumer confidence, I think, is going to be high, especially after this stimulus bill. Part of a whole stimulus is to get people to buy and to spend money. Part of spending money is boosting the economy. As I get money from the government, or as I get more money, I go spend it on more things, which people, if they get more money, they go spend it on other things. So part of it does help that. And I think the confidence thing, consumer confidence will be a little bit higher for these next couple of months, especially as the bill passes through the House, and then there'll be some sort of news thing about Biden signing it. So it'll create a spur in the market. Everybody excited. Everybody be spending money, and then after a couple months, I think it'll die down a little bit, unless there's something else. There's positive news regarding economic growth, regarding unemployment. If unemployment numbers start coming down, again, that consumer confidence will continue to grow, and people will spend more money. People spend more money. Guess what? We don't have a economy that crashes. But who knows? I don't know. I can only bring information and share with you guys. And as a note, I mean, visually, I am coming on the road, coming to work, and there's just a ton of people coming to work. A lot more cars on the road. Gas prices suck. I will say that. $3 a gallon, like came out of nowhere, and I'm hoping that's temporary, but who knows? But there's definitely more people coming out here, coming to work, and that's a good sign as far as production goes. More people at work means more, people spending money and all that stuff we just talked about. But again, as far as the direction of the housing market, it's volatile. I think is the best way to say it. It's very unknown. If you're a seller right now, I have a concern. And again, this is the part of the show where this is speculation. This isn't, do not. I'm just a guy on Facebook sharing information. That's all I am. That's all I am. Take it for what it is. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. However, with things going on in the housing market. If you're a seller right now, I and you're holding on that house and you haven't made that mortgage payment, or if you're a renter or an owner of a home that you're renting out, I think there's going to be a tremendous flood of inventory coming up. With no evictions in sight, or at least the eviction moratorium being lifted. The mortgage forbearance. I don't believe that the banks want to foreclose on houses, but there's going to be situations where I think people aren't able to afford that. People aren't able to afford what they're able to afford now. So I have concerns about Arizona specifically. I don't want a crash to happen. I want things to kind of slow down for sure, and have a balanced market, and to be able to go for my buyers to be able to go out and negotiate a contract, to actually have a conversation with another agent, because I'm not getting those either. Man, I submit so many contracts, purchase contracts to buy a house for my buyers, and I'd say 90% of the time I don't even get calls back. And then maybe a couple of days later you get that email, which you kind of know already, but you get the email, hey, we select another offer, which kind of sucks. And you hate taking that, you hate sending that email back to your buyers, but it is what it is. And I think as these things start lifting, and as these moratoriums start lifting, you'll start seeing more inventory, which will hopefully, drive the prices a little bit more stable. I want to get to a point back in our market where we're able to negotiate prices rather than just automatically submit $5,000, $10,000 over list price or asking price, just because that's our only way to get a conversation going. And that sucks. I mean, there's so many homes out there that are overpriced as it is, and people, and agents, or people, or it's really sellers, are putting their house on market, 20, 30, 40,000 above what's reasonably, or comps, what's reasonable to the market, but over comps, and you, I guess you get a little dismayed when that happens. So this last week, I had some good feelings. I acquired a new listing this last week, and with the number of just BS out there, I have a renewed sense of optimism that buyers actually have a chance now. If you're a buyer out there making an offer on a house, hold on, make it reasonable to you. Do not waive appraisals. I don't ever recommend that. It's an option, something you can do, but I never recommend that. So I have a renewed sense of optimism in this market, especially in Phoenix, that things are starting to calm down. We're still getting, five, six, seven offers on a house, but that's vastly different than 2 months ago when you were getting 40 on a house. So things are changing. Things are slowly shifting, at least from my perspective. Obviously, talk to your agent. Obviously, talk to the people you trust regarding your decisions. But I have a renewed sense of optimism. So hang in there. If you're a buyer, hang in there. If you're a seller, and you're holding on. I think there's going to be a flood of inventory on the market in one way or another. Um, that's just my thought process. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them away. We'll get back to them either during the broadcast, after broadcast, whatever. If you liked what you're seeing, please hit that like button. Give me a heart. I love the hearts. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. I ask nicely. That's what I do. I ask really nicely. So with that said, Robert Morales, our CEO Network, we're coming to the end of our show today. We got it done in 21 minutes. I am very proud of myself. We didn't get to 30. So if there's any additional information that you need, if you need any assistance regarding your house, even if you just have a couple of questions and you want to talk about what it looks like out there, don't hesitate. Give me a call. Talk to you soon. And we'll see you guys next Monday for Monday Market 15. I think this Friday, the finance show, we're figuring something out because Frank is going to be out this week. We do have our unedited show on Thursdays at 5 o'clock if you want to tune in for that. But until then, guys, take it easy, be good, share the love, and we'll see you next week.